but he didn't leave him. He
Yeah.
stuck with him even in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy acknowledged. And then wasn't he having the Bible on his bunk and he was down on the floor at the end? But he was seeing his son being taken care of because he was running with him. And also notice that Adam couldn't keep up the run. So interesting that he started running with his son and got better. And it was helping his job.
Yeah.
That was kind of, I just realized that.
Yeah, that
I
was
didn't
funny.
see it before, but all of a sudden I realized that he was actually getting in shape because he was having a hard time running.
And then the young cop reconnected with the girl that he before he
Yeah.
wanted to get an
See,
abortion.
Yeah.
But the thing is, notice they were all tested because the mentor of the black guy said, you will be tested.
Yeah.
And boy,
Yeah.
they were tested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were, every one of them.
severely tested.
You know, I didn't think about that either. The whole training to run and then running at the end. I didn't think about that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't know until just, I didn't
didn't get it.
realize it until just
Training to
now.
run, to be prepared to actually run your race. Works out something with that.
Yep. Yep.
But it's interesting that that 15-year-old son of Adam finally broke down and shared his innermost thoughts with his parents because his parents shared it with him. And the vulnerability of the men to their kids, like Adam to his son, he was vulnerable.
See, Robert, you should have let your kids see you cry.
Believe it or not, my dad cried in church.
I do.
I wasn't
Things.
doing
Kids
it.
are looking at me, and I was like,
I'm sorry. I've been like a little baby.
I cried. I went to see that at the Zeus Theater.
So did
And
I.
I boo-hooed in there too.
It's
And
funny,
so did everybody else.
we were late, and we had to sit up there where we up there at the screen, and it was kind of, after a while I got used to it, but I just rented it a week or two ago, and I watched it again, and I cried again.
I bought it.
I watched it last
Oh, you
night.
know another one that's really good? The Grace Card.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I've heard
My
about it.
kids watch it at school.
And at
Some
the
of them.
very end, the guy that came in with a daishiki came in and asked forgiveness from the guy
Might
he
get
killed,
that.
ran over. Yeah, oh, I spoiled that.
No.
Don't tell no more, Lord.
Lou Gossett Jr. is his grandfather, and he had a problem with his father. So see, but his grandfather mentored him. Again, even though you don't have a good father, your grandfather could be. So there's good things there, but then there was a guy who had a problem because of what happened with one son. He has a problem with his other son. And it's interesting that the black preacher slash cop,
Yeah.
he had to get he was like a tent maker preacher. He was a cop to provide for his family, but he was also a preacher. He ended up giving a kidney to his partner's son,
And what's the name of this movie?
The Grace Card.
Grace Card, because it has to do with what Lou Gossett Jr., who is the main character's grandfather, told him a story back then during the time of slavery, after the slaves are freed. And it was what a white guy, the master who freed him, said to one of his slaves. And it was a grace card, but it was a sheet of paper. Anyhow, it was,
You done
Have
told
you
the whole
seen-
movie?
no, I haven't told the whole movie.
I'm gonna get it. My kids seen it.
Watch it. You'll appreciate it with courageous too. Those are good back. Did you watch it?
Did I watch what?
Grace Card.
No, I haven't seen it.
Get it. Get it. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
And it's funny. I think it's another church that has started to do this. But know something. Sony picked it up. And also Fox is it's Fox Faith. So
Good
it's
stuff.
really, really cool. And the thing is, I think Hollywood's beginning to wake up to that effect.
Well, I think God is just really starting to pour out more of His Spirit on people. And some of these movies that are coming out, I mean, you know, it's a reality check. mainstream football. Like I said, you got Tim Tebow praying on TV
But the thing
over and
is,
over and over.
The
And
thing is, he doesn't change whether they win or lose.
exactly.
And he's wobble. Well, his throwing isn't.
Well, not with that. I mean, I'm
That'll
just,
get better.
It
but
wobbles.
he is-
I mean, it's like you have Elway that just.
See, like you said, it doesn't matter if he throws a perfect pass or if he has a good game or not. He's consistent in his walk with Christ. At least that's what he's showing us.
Well, think about it. Where was he raised? His parents were missionaries, but where were they missionaries? Where? The Philippines, for heaven's sakes. He knows the third world. He knows what's really out there too. And what irritates a lot of people is the fact that he's consistent. And not only that, but his teammates like him.
Oh, yeah.
All their teammates like him.
Brian Dawkins. Him and Brian Dawkins really hit it off. Brian Dawkins is a Christian, outspoken Christian.
But the thing is when you gain the respect of those that are not Christians who may not even be anti-Christian or against Christians. Not anti-Christian as far as the Antichrist, but the thing is they're
I was angered by a lot of the stuff that was some on media and some on radio.
hey,
Criticized his play and criticized
well he may
his
be
faith
it may
because
be.
of it.
Well, the thing is they may criticize his play, but remember, 7 of those games he brought them from behind.
yeah.
Even in part, because it was almost. And do you know the last game he played, the stats were 3-1-6,
Yep.
3.16 yards
Oh yeah, for the Pittsburgh.
for run, 31.6 yards average for passing. It was
And 316 yards passed.
yeah. So it was 3-1-6. This was
316.
weird. This was
316.
really
All 3 of those had 316?
Yeah, well, I think there was another one too. I'm not sure, but anyhow, but it was like 3.16 yard rushing, 31.6 yards passing. These are average,
Yeah.
and then it was 316 yards
Total
total
yards.
Passing.
passing. And that was the last game they played in the playoffs. And they got slaughtered by the.
They got hammered.
But
They got slaughtered by Pittsburgh. They got slaughtered by
the
New England,
Patriots.
but they beat Pittsburgh, and that's what they ended.
but the thing
He
is,
never reminded me about
316.
the Pittsburgh game. We
But-
got beat.
What was it? The 316 against
It was
Pittsburgh?
against Pittsburgh.
it's against Pittsburgh.
Well, if y'all want to get symbolic about it,
Well, he
the enemy
loves
came
John
to
3:16.
steal.
Huh? What's that?
The Steelers still.
He came to
The enemy came to steal, kill, and destroy. So they're playing the Steelers, right? Y'all like the symbolic kind of
But
Lincoln
what's really
stuff.
strange is that because he played, when he played for the University of Florida, I think, or
Yeah.
Florida State, I
Florida.
forget which one, Florida,
Florida Gators.
he would have in his blackout John 3:16. Do you know the NCAA made a rule called the Tebow rule where they don't allow that anymore because of Tim Tebow? And he did it for both championships. Okay? And finally, there was so much flack about it, he could care less. I mean, he shrugged it off because there. But now he'll abide by that rule. But they had to do a Tebow rule where they had to stop that.
Yeah.
See, once again, it's not that it's a Tebow thing. It's a God thing. You have
Yeah, I know.
you have.
But they're reacting.
Yeah, and see, my whole stance on that, Tebow is a man of God, and it's not him. It's just God working through him. And when people come against what's going on and what he did, and it's really that spiritual battle that's going on with them and God, their heart and God.
See, but they look at it as Tebow.
Yep.
They're not looking at it. They're reacting to what's motivating them, but they attack him.
Yep.
But I think he realizes that. And one thing that amazes me is he's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And see, that's what's really,
Well, he's hit the track his
Frustrating.
whole career.
yeah,
They wanted to make him a running back in college. I mean, in high school.
yeah.
They didn't want a quarterback. And I think he had to. There had to be some kind of rule enacted for him being homeschooled to be able to play football.
So see, you're having the
Which
culture wars coming in.
locally now, that Tebow rule has been brought up in Virginia. They call it the Tebow rule to allow homeschool kids to play